Ye, careful with those keys. They ain't cheap. Just put them right on the old bar. First new beer of the night, folks, and you know what that means.
Why are they pouring out a beer and then dumping it on the floor anyway?
That's right, folks. First round goes to the first legend. May she see us through to the end of the night. May she make sure we don't wake up next to a deep well. May she make sure the kid never goes dry. You never heard of the old kid queen, have you, patron saint of not waking up in a pile of your own sick? If you believe the bullshit, she built this bar here. Who gave it? Some guy, another guy, a third guy, a bunch more guys, an old lady with wooden teeth, an old man with a pencil for a dick. Finally to Davies Mills, who lost it to me in a card game. If you're buying, I guess I can tell you the legend. I rarely tell it when I'm sober, so here it goes.
Helga Heffelfinger. Unlike some of our other residents with dark and stormy pasts, she came from a good upbringing. Her father Andrew was a noted local teacher. Many awards. Chemistry. I had him as a sophomore at Morgantown High. Great teacher. Her mom was a housewife and pretty good cook. Sold out all the high school bake sales. Helga was her daddy's girl. Until she hit high school, then she became daddy's hell angel. I went to more than one party while at Vault Tech where Helga was the center of attention. Skimpy outfit. A lot of booze. And queen of the king. Unlike some other popular girls, she was usually kind, friendly, and helpful. To a point. I was surprised when I found my old teacher now teaching at Vault Tech University, which apparently secured his little girl a spot in our ranks. I was equally surprised when I found out the king queen had some brains. She was a capable student, not among the top, but neither was she among the bottom. And then just after I graduated, a horrible accident, or at least we were told it was an accident. The girl was now without a father. I was too busy attending overseer training to attend the funeral, one of my many regrets, and a year later I'd know that pain myself. She was present in the crowd when Vault 76 was opened. I picked her face out. Her father had made contributions to the vault, and she would be among its first residents. In those early days, long before the vault got most of its residents, she was an assistant of mine. Of a sort, a young but capable woman. She put together some of my first meetings with my department heads, tried to make everybody feel part of a productive team. The productive facade vanished when the bombs fell. She knew that everything she loved was gone. Soon she was coming in late. And then, not at all. When I confronted her, I could smell the whiskey on her breath, the sagging of her eyes. Every rung I knocked her down. She'd just fall further, from my assistant to cleaning latrines. Alcoholism became one of the vault's biggest problems, only made worse by cheap booze, secret stills, and plenty of residents simply wanting to forget their troubles. She had become the keg queen again, and the keg supplier. She drifted between Sab, Wet Willie, others. If you needed to chase away the blues, she had the booze, or the comes for ya. I did my best to regulate the problem. It helped. Some. Wet Willie got a lounge where he could sell alcohol within regulations. She was his frequent muse. She couldn't fill a role, so I had to create one for her. A solid 2 decades and she started to grow up, accept the reality the rest of us had faced for all those long years. She organized some good events, even agreed to get some counseling. Alcoholism-related problems eased up some. The last I saw of her in the vault, she was belting out Dean Domino's greatest hits, rather badly, but the crowd still loved their queen. When I took that first step out of the vault in 25 years, I wondered how the keg queen would reign in this new world. I got my answer a year later, looking no worse for wear. Somehow she had found fresh lipstick out there. She collapsed in a chair with a comedic flair, and just remarked, "What a day I've had." offered her drink and she shocked me by politely declining. She just looked at her shoes and said this was a time for keeping our heads in the game. She had figured me for dead after my encounter at the mountainside bed and breakfast.
I knew I was hungover, but, oh boy, when the first sunlight in 25 years hit my eyes, it became worst hangover of my life. I found an old moonshiner shack, absolutely crawling with bugs. Ew, disgusting. I had to fend off a few DZ. People, do they still count as people? Acted more like my last date. It seems the overseer has a scavenger hunt for us to follow. Oh boy, a party game. But alas, not beer pong. I have a couple of guns now. Not as easy to get my hands on my hot cakes now. Oh boy, a two-headed cow just licked me in the butt. The responders, all about bringing everybody to the party. I like them already. They have had some booze. Bring your own booze parties suck. The best cure for a hangover is to get drunk again. I got totally shit-faced in an old slocum juice. Missed out on a group heading up to Morgantown. I finally made it to the airport. A shit show. A blowout. The last farewell. A couple of us were able to lure down a cargo bot. And no party fouls. Those boys at a topside really knew how to party down. Louis was that Nuka-Cola nut. I let him feel me up once at a party. Nuka-Shine got it done, boy. I've woken up in strange places before, but man, a tea party for dead mole rats. I've woken up with much worse. I wanted to just crash here in Morgantown, but the others had other ideas. The scorch isn't getting good like the clap. We need stuff from the local train yard. We all volunteered ace. I stayed, looking around for some good chems. A shot in my arm and no more scorchies. A shot of whiskey and I didn't even feel that. I can't believe I just finished that obstacle course. Excuse me while I go poop my fucking guts out. Oh boy, now I get to hike up to that ski resort. Pleasant Valley. I once fucked a guy on a trip up there. Display, lousy room service. Found Wet Willie up here with Rose. Buddies for life, huh? I hope he wasn't in it to finish off that beer. Found a mine, kissed a death claw, and went hunting for a missile launcher. Just a day in the life of Helga Heffelfinger. As if. I can't believe I have to haul this upling thing down into the mire. Where's a big, strong guy when you need them? Wait, they're all dead or green. I walked to hell and back, and even over to the Galleria. Sadly, nothing was on sale, but it was all free. Those Free States rednecks were right all along. The government fucked us all over. They were great to party with, not so great to wake up with. So I guess the girls didn't take it lying down. Liz Tatterty seemed to really kick some ass. I wonder if any of her soldiers primed her gun. Up, Helga is calling it time out. Giant radioactive bats in glass caverns. Up, that's enough. I'm gonna share my last Blackwater brew with what's left of my new friend Liz Tatterty. A giant scary computer, Modis. I kept expecting him to probe my ass. Told him I at least need dinner first. A bunch of us have hooked up. I was hoping to get laid. God, I knew it, but instead I got something better. A chance. One chance to this scorched nightmare. I had to dump the booze. Dump the chems. Needed to get my head in the game. Jerry showed me how to pop the cherry on my new minigun. The queen is dead. Long live the kid queen. Almost as good as Sax. Some giant toads are now dog food. All hail the kid queen. Back to booze. Back to chems. And back to getting laid. Maxim may be getting old, but he can still tune my engine. And now back to Morgantown. Doors open on Delta topside. First party's tenant and the kid queen is in house.